Myers can always get red hot as we head to the final few rounds of the national finals. There's Oat Ferry on the left talking with Ricky Huddleston, who's the steer wrestling director. Oat, of course, a four-time world champion. And we'll see him in action here in just a moment. Great crowd on hand. Year in, year out, this is one tough ticket here in Las Vegas.
Boy, it certainly is. If you have tickets, they're pretty special to hang on to, that's for sure. It's a great spot to be in December. Not only a great rodeo, it's a pretty good time to be had down here in Las Vegas.
The whole town goes western. If you're not wearing boots and a hat, you probably will feel a little bit out of place in Las Vegas this time of year. We're going to start with Jeff Corbello, Iowa, Louisiana steer wrestler, 22 years old, competing in his first national finals.
Now, this is the second time these steers have been ran here at the national finals. So the guys, they kind of have a record on them now. They know how they break out of the chute. They know the strong ones. They know the weak ones. So it may play a little different role on the outcome of this event tonight. Corbello, the steer he has, well, he's pretty good. This particular steer, Oat Ferry, was 4-5 on earlier. We'll see if Corbello takes advantage of it, and he does. 4 flat.
Boy, does
so a half a second quicker, Jeff Corbello just moves into the lead in the go-around.
All the guys that made big money last night were in the 3s, so we'll see if 4 flat can hold up for Corbello.
Well, Corbello, 22 years old, his first NFR, and he's handling it just like a veteran. Very, very solid for Jeff Corbello.
And speaking of veterans, Big Rod Lyman is next to go. 37 years old, 6'2", weighs about 245. 12th time that Lyman has made it to the National Finals Rodeo.
Yeah, Big Rod right now, he sits number 2 in the average, just 1/10 of a second behind the leader, Herbert Tario. The steer he has, well, this might test him a little bit. Rod's placed on every steer so far. The steer he has tonight, Kurt Goulding was 6-3 on. He was pretty strong that earlier round. But I know one thing, Rod Lyman, you don't have shoulders like that and be weak. He is one big boy.
Career earnings over the $900,000 mark. Twice he's won the $50,000 bonus at Calgary.
Concentration. The start is so important. You make one little mistake right there, it'll take you clear out of a chance to win nearly $15,000 in this go-around.
Rod Lyman has done well likewise since he's been here this week. Having picked up, I say, well, might be an understatement. He's second.
Sets that horse back in the corner, repositions everything. There's the nod. You see him coming. Now this steer's got him a little strong. No problem for Rod Lyman. Strong, no way, as Lyman now ties for the lead. No way takes the lead with 3 and 9. He is on a roll in 98.
Well, he's been a PRCA member for 15 years, and 12 of those 15 years he's made it to the national finals.
Boy, I tell you, it's great to see him back. He's coming back off a knee injury. He had to sit out last year. He is back in big fashion this year in 1998, and I think he's steer wrestling better than anybody right now.
Now to our results in bareback riding 83, the magic number for Mark Gomes. He gets the big paycheck, big check for Clint Corey as well, as he finishes in second place.
You know, guys, it's more of a magic number than you might think. Mark's been here 4 times. You've won second. You told me about 7 or 8 times. First round ever? You're kidding me.
No, this is it. This is the first time I've ever won first in a go-around.
How much money did you win a year ago?
I won about $30,000 last year.
You know, you've won almost that already.
Yeah, it's looking like a good final so far. I got the ball rolling. I just got to keep it rolling.
Well, I'll tell you what, you found out exactly what it's all about. You can be back with us again. Here's Tommy Cook in the steer wrestling.
Trying to beat Rod Lyman's 3-9, and he's going to wind up with a 5-1. The big cowboy from Hockley, Texas. This is his first trip to the bright lights of Las Vegas.
Well, Tommy is really starting off having a very outstanding finals. That steer right there, he is just a little stronger, didn't handle quite as quick as Rod steers. Tommy actually made a very good run, though.
Well, let's do the final accounting on the bareback riding tonight. Clint Corey still in the lead. Larry Sandvik in second place. Rocky Stiegel third. Chris Harris riding very well. It's going to be a great finish in the bareback riding. 6 rounds still remain. Steve Duhon now. Here's a cowboy that has won the World Championship 3 times. The first time was in 1986. He followed it up in 1987. The last time was 1993.
Well, Duhon has a steer that Tommy Cook had in the first go-around. Tommy placed on him was 4-3.
Here's how it's stacking up tonight. 3-9 Rod Lyman, Jeff Corbello, 4 seconds flat. This is the guy that holds the arena record right here of 3 seconds flat.
Oh, that steer hung up just momentarily, and it maybe cost Duhon going into the lead in this go-around. 4 flat.
Well, just like last night, this round is starting off extremely quick.
Well, we might have one of the strongest fields of steer wrestlers we've had at the national finals for a long, long time. These guys handle cattle so well. Steve Duhon, he is very impressive.
Scoring along. Now to LeGraves, who starts the night splitting 3rd and 4th in the average. He's already made almost $20,000 over the first 3 rounds. Canadian champion in 1997. Now he has his sights set on the World Championship.
And he also has a good steer. They were 3-9 on this steer. They broke the barrier. Brian Fields had him the first performance, but he's a good steer. He handles quick. LeGraves, he's an impressive young man in this event and also in the roping event. Just a good all-around cowboy. Rod Lyman in there at 3-9. Timing's important. It looked as though he was clean at the barrier. Now watch how quick the steer handles. A little hang up right at the end. But that'll work. 4-4. That'll put him now 4th in the go-around for LeGraves.
Rod Lyman breathes a sigh of relief. You never relax when this guy is yet to steer wrestle, I can tell you that much. No lead is safe.
Well, no lead safe. Now this steer, he was a little quicker earlier. Watch him. He just hangs up just momentarily. Those back legs were apart a little bit. Maybe 1, 2, 3/10 of a second, but that may be costly before this go-around's over. They're a good set of cattle.
Now to Herbert Tario, Poplarville, Mississippi. He was the world champion in calf roping back in 1994. This is the 2nd time that he's qualified for the national finals in 2 events. We'll see him later in calf roping. Right now, though, focusing on his steer wrestling, where he sits #1 in the average.
Well, Herbert rides in there, like you said, Jeff, #1 in the average. $27,000 behind Mike Smith as far as the world title's concerned. That's just 2 go-around wins, and that's gone. He is a true player before this thing's said and done here at the national finals as far as the world champion in this event. He's won $15,000. He has a very good steer tonight. Rope Myers was 3-3 on this steer. He broke the barrier on him, but another steer that handles very quick. Well, Herbert's been running it every round. We'll see if he can handle this steer quick, and he does. Herbert Tario, 3-7 for Herbert. Move him into the lead in the go-around. Boy, it is getting exciting in this event.
Last night, Herbert did a little dance, but tonight he kind of held off on that.
He'll be dancing again before the week's over. He should have danced tonight. This was a super run right here. Absolutely perfect.
Perfection at 3-7.
The barrier. He came back last night, 1/3 in the go-around. He has to do things in the go-arounds now for a chance to win the world. He trails Mike Smith by a little over $8,000, so he is going to run at every steer. Good steer right here, and Rope Myers just put the pressure on him. Didn't quite catch first place's Herbert Tario, but he's in there now with a 4 flat. That'll put him in there tied for 3rd and 4th.
Well, he's sitting 13th in the average. He's really got to make some go-around money if he's going to get back in the World Championship.
Oh, and this steer handled quick and kind of moved away from Rope a little bit. That steer, if Rope wouldn't have been strong, he could have slipped clear away from him. Great run.
Well, Mike Smith, it was last night that Mike roared into round #3, the big guy from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It was already an extremely fast go-around, but he walked away with the big check last night with this run of 3-4.
Well, Big Mike, much like Rope Myers, much like Brad Gleason, much like Rod Lyman, he handles cattle so quick. Extremely strong.
Can he do it again? We're going to find out.
Well, he's got the hard part done. He's got him caught. He's quick. If he's clean at the barrier, he just got another one. 3-6 for Mike Smith. It's not over, but now they got to try to catch him. Boy, what an exciting event this is becoming. These guys are going at them. Now, to be 3-6, you have to run at that barrier. In other words, you want that barrier rope to push off the chest of your horse right at the instant it breaks free. And that's what it did for Mike Smith. Awesome.
Well, there's the dancing Herbert Tario. He's been bumped to number 2. Mike Smith with 3 and 6 has the lead in the go-around. Tim Segelke is next to go now. He lives in Snyder, Colorado. Here's a cowboy that joined the PRCA in 1985. He made the national finals in 1990. Didn't return to Las Vegas again until this year.
Well, he comes in number 6 in the average. Oh, that steer set pretty hard. Tim caught him, though. That was good. This steer handled a little slow earlier in the rounds. In fact, Brad Gleason had him. He hung up just a little bit, and he handled slow in go-around number 4.
That's Mike Smith's mom right there, and tonight had a chance to watch her son take the lead in the go-around after winning last night. Of course, if you were with us for the national finals in 1995, Mike was in the thick of the World Championship race. Mike's just behind there. There he is. And actually tore the ACL in his knee that year. Knocked him out of the national finals, and of course ended his hopes for winning the World Championship. Todd Soon now, Laramie, Wyoming, 7th in the average, 14th in the world. He's a cowboy that's just 25 years old, and really already has settled in as a national finals veteran.
Well, Soon's been a little quiet, but he may have his chance tonight. Here's the steer they split the first go-around on. They were 3 and 7, Rod Lyman. So Todd Soon knows he's got a chance. If he can handle this steer quick, he's got a tough go-around to do it in, but he does make a beautiful run, but a little too far down the arena, 4 and 5. That's too bad.
Thursday night on ESPN is the 8th annual Home Depot College Football Awards show, hosted by Chris Fowler. Also along Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit. They'll have every award from Coach of the Year to the Coach's All-American Team. Showtime, 8 Eastern. If you're a college football fan, you won't want to miss it. And if you're a rodeo fan, you want to stick with us for the rest of the week here on ESPN2. We'll stay on the deuce through round 7. We'll move over to ESPN, the final 3 go-arounds. Brian Fields now, Rocheron, Texas. Made some money last night. There's the time to beat. Mike Smith with that 3 and 6. Here's a guy that qualified for the national finals, 13th in the world. He's already jumped up to number 4 because he's won just about $25,000.
Well, Fields jumped out in the first performance, was 13-9 on his steer, and I know he was disappointed, but all it did was make him mad. He came back and go around number 2. He split first and second. Came back last night, won second in the round. This young man can handle the pressure. Tough go-around, though. Big Mike Smith in there at 3 and 6. We'll see what Brian Fields can do on a pretty good-sized steer. 4 and 6.
Not bad for the lightest steer wrestler in the group. He only weighs about 175 pounds. Compare that to Mike Smith, who weighs about 260. There's Steve Duhon watching on. We mentioned that he holds the arena record here at the Thomas & Mack. 3 seconds flat, set back in 1986. Riding in now, the defending world champion, Brad Gleason. Living in Washington State now. He won more than $120,000 here a year ago.
Well, Big Brad rides in there. He's got a steer that Byron Walker was 6.6 on. So when you look at the record anyway, this steer was maybe not the best one in this particular pen, but when you're a world champion class steer wrestler, you can make a bad steer pretty good, pretty quick.
Runner-up to the world champion in 92, 94, finally winning the world title himself in 97.
Steer hangs just a fraction right there. Gleason comes in at 4 and 3. Now, as I mentioned, this steer sets a little. Now watch, everything kind of goes dead right there. As Gleason goes to the nose, that steer gets a little spread out. Right there when the leg comes out, that's when the flag drops. But 2, 3, 4/10 of a second went by, and that cost him placing.
That cost him time, and time is money. Now to Oat Ferry, Chakota, Oklahoma. 4-time world champion, won his titles in 1985. 1990, 1991, and 1995.
Well, they were 4-8 on this there earlier. That steer ran a little bit, almost got away from Oat, but no problem. Once he gets his hands on him, he clicks him. Great run for Oat Ferry. He's in there at 3 and 9. That puts him in a tie with Rod Lyman now for 3rd and 4th. Now watch as Oat starts down this steer. Looked like he was going to get a little wide. Great hazing job right there. He just bumps him over. That's why you pay hazers a percentage of what you win, because that right there let Oat Ferry maybe get a check.
One cowboy remains. Mike Smith has the lead, 3 and 6. Kurt Goulding is the only cowboy that can spoil the party for Mike Smith.
And he certainly could do that. Herbert Tario split the first go-around with this steer. Herbert was 3 and 7 on him. As Goulding rides in there. Kurt has got a little over $400 won this week is all. But we're only in go-around number 4. It's not anything to be concerned with at this point. He's concerned right now of taking advantage of a good draw on this particular pen of steers.
He's a pretty good-sized guy. 6'1", weighs about 230.
Well, he's got him caught quick now. If he can, oh, that steer kind of got away from him. Kurt lost his feet. He had to reposition and throw him. That's too bad for Kurt Goulding.
Hats off to Mike Smith. His 3 and 6 now is going to land him his 2nd straight national finals.